Happy Monday, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving week. You are tuned in to the Lindsay Beckham Show here on 103.9 WIB, coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here in the heart of Flora, the Cotton Exchange Plaza. I hope everybody is excited for their Thanksgiving week. Spend some time with your family, your kids, all those that you are thankful for, and spend some time listening to the radio. Spend some time listening to WIAB when you are off work or have kids out of school. The Madison Minute that I wanted to use today, and I posted this on my Facebook yesterday, but I wanted to talk about it real quick at the beginning of the show today. The Madison Minute that I want to use is a quote from Mother Teresa. And it's one that I love, and it's one that I reference a good bit in my own personal life because obviously I want to change the world. I want to make the world better. I want to save the country. I want to leave the world a better place than the way I found it, than the way my kids came into it, than the way that it is today. So I love this quote. Mother Teresa said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." And, that sometimes is like a punch in the gut to me because I am so ambitious and I want to be everywhere and I want to speak at every event that I'm invited to and I want to reach as many people as possible. I want to educate them, unify, educate, empower parents to defend their parental rights at all levels of government. And sometimes I have to take a step back and remember to breathe and that this all starts with my kids, with my family. That's why I'm passionate about the things that I'm passionate about. So sometimes I've got to take a deep breath and shut everything off for a minute. Rest. Spend quality time with my kids where I'm not checking my phone, where I'm not worried about which legislator I need to be speaking with today on what topic. And I mean, I think that's one quality that makes me who I am. I'm persistent and I want to get things done. I want to be the best change I can be in this world. But I thought about this quote yesterday. I know if you're listening to the show, or you probably know Sean. He was on with me every day. Now he's here 1 or 2 days a week. I work with Sean at his law firm. We do the show together. We're dating in real life. I guess you could say, I mean, this is real life. But he lost his mom over the weekend. We weren't expecting that. It was a shock. We knew she was sick, but it all happened so fast. And my heart's just shattered for him and his sister. And though I didn't get the chance to know his mom well, I feel like I do. I feel like I did because he's told me so much about her and his childhood and the way he was raised. And we've had these conversations multiple times. One thing that we talked about, and this was early on And we were talking about blended families and how hard that is, and, I didn't wanna just bring my kids around the second that, we started dating, and it when you have kids, it's very difficult to find someone you wanna spend the rest of your life with because there are so many things that have to be right about that relationship. Usually single moms that remarry, they have this mentality that my kids come first. It's been me and the kids. They come before any man. And yeah, I mean that's the way that it should be, but if you want to enter a godly marriage, according to the Bible, a biblical godly marriage, you're going to have to put your spouse first to become one. You have to be a united front when it comes to parenting decisions. Even if one parent is a step parent or a bonus parent. And we were talking about that, I was telling him that's something that's so difficult for people, moms who are remarrying. That's something that would be very difficult for me to be able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna put this man comes first. This is my husband now. He comes first above my children." But that's the godly biblical way to do marriage. So we were talking about that, and he said, I've never heard anybody else say that except for my parents, and they always told me that." And when he told me that, it stuck with me because I thought to myself, they got it. They understood. They understood what it meant for two to become one. Every story I've heard about Sean's parents was a story of just how much they loved each other. They always wanted to be together. They always wanted to be with their kids. And so yesterday, I was thinking about that quote, "If you wanna change the world, go home and love your family." And I feel like that is exactly what Sean's mom did. That's how she lived her life. First and foremost, she wanted to love her family and pour into them. They always came first. She didn't care that if and when she died, there were 10,000,000 people who show up at a funeral to honor her because she knew the ones that mattered the most were the ones that she was pouring into, her children. And so that's what she did, and that's how she lived her life. She knew what legacy she wanted to leave, and that was the legacy of her children continuing to live in this world the way that she raised them with the values that she instilled in them. A caring heart, compassion, empathy, love, to find those in need and help them, justice. One of the conversations that she had with Sean shortly after she was diagnosed with cancer only 42 short days ago, she was discussing she'd been listening to the podcast and us talk about the Eddie Williams case, and she told Sean, "I'm sure you're gonna make a lot of people mad talking about this. Be careful." And he said, "Mom, do you think I should stop?" And she said, "Absolutely not. That's not the way I raised you. You go get them." So she knew Sean's love for the law. She knew Sean's love for justice. She knew Sean's love for history and books, and she watered that so that it would grow. And I think a lot of who he is today is because of his mom and the way that he was raised. His sister, Jasmine, she's a nurse and she works with patients at the end of their life. She loves nursing. She loves those patients, and she pours into them and just loves them with her whole heart. And that's because of what her mother instilled in her, the values. So though she may not physically be on earth any longer, and although we are heartbroken about it, and my heart is shattered for Sean and Jasmine because they're hurting so badly right now, she's not gone because she will live on through them because of the mom that she was. So if you get the chance, say a prayer for this family. They're very, very special people to me, very special people in general, and they're hurting right now. Just lift them up. We know that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and he saves those who are crushed in spirit. And so I just pray that they feel the love of God surround them and a peace that only he can bring that passes all understanding. And, we know that we are told to consider it pure joy when we face trials of many, many kinds because the testing of our faith produces perseverance. And there will be beauty from ashes. But I just wanted to say that and to ask that you just lift that family up because they are hurting right now and right here at the holidays, and it just all happened so fast. It's very, very sad, but she will be missed and remembered and live on through Sean and through Jasmine and through the things that they do in their lives. And I know that she's so proud. We're going to take our first break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a soup to kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House sweep to kitchen and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Did you know that the average six-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Matt Wasilowski, owner and general manager of 1039 WYAB. How much money does the state of Mississippi spend on advertising? A little over $10 million each and every year. Apparently, some people think that it's vitally important for the state of Mississippi to promote the Memorial Stadium, the Department of Marine Resources, soybean and rice products, MDOT, the State Fair, and the worst category of all, miscellaneous advertising expenditures for who knows what. And who pays for it all? In most cases, you, the taxpayer. I find that absolutely abhorrent. That's why 1039 WYAB refuses to accept advertising dollars from state government agencies. If you ever do hear a state agency advertising on WYAB, we're not getting paid for it. We stay on the air due to the support of the many businesses that you hear advertising every day on 1039 WYAB. So I only ask that you please tell our advertisers that you appreciate their support of 1039 WYAB. And keep listening.
At Center for Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at sandiferortho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
You had an accident. Now you're here in Aftermarket Parts, Insurance Company Preferred, and a lot of other noise that serves to confuse you. Call Clinton Body Shop. We'll keep it simple. We are certified by 19 vehicle makers to assure you get a proper repair. We care about your investment and your safety. Call the shop who only wants one partner in the repair process, and that's you, the owner. In Clinton and in Richland, we work for you. We take pride in perfection.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show, where we are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can search Lindsay Beckham or The Lindsay Beckham Show, and you should find us there if you would rather stream the video. 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the station if you would like to call into the show today. 601-879-4648 is our text line if there is anything that you want to text me about. But I wanted to give you a scenario and ask what your opinions would be on this. So let's say we had a whiskey manufacturer, and they want to test how many people get drunk and wreck their vehicles when they drink an amount of whiskey. So in order to do that, they decide what they're going to do is give 10 people 10 shots of whiskey and another 10 people 10 shots of vodka, and then put them all behind the wheel of a car and see how many of them wreck. Now, are we going to know how many more wreck their cars because of the whiskey? Or are we just going to know that, hey, this group of people wrecked their cars because they had a form of alcohol? I mean, if we really wanted to know the difference between having whiskey and no whiskey, then we would give 10 people 10 shots of whiskey and 10 people 10 shots of water, right? Now, that would tell us how many people are affected and wreck their cars due to the whiskey. But see, the whiskey manufacturer is the one doing the study, and they don't want it to look bad. So instead of using the water, they're going to use vodka, another form of alcohol. Well, I say all this to say, this is what we have been screaming about from the top of our lungs when we talk about double-blind placebo studies. So these 72 vaccines that they tell you need to inject your child with by the time they're 18 years old, that are safe and effective, right? They've been tested, right? Wrong. There have never been any double-blind placebo studies done. What they have done, say in the case of Prevnar, which is the pneumococcal vaccine, they tested Prevnar 13 in a study, but they tested it against Prevnar 7, not against a placebo. Therefore, we don't get the real facts. We can tell the difference between how many more people were successful with the vaccine between Prevnar 7 and Prevnar 13, but we aren't really seeing the difference between a placebo and Prevnar 13. This is what these vaccine companies have done. This is how they lie. This is how they fool you. And this is how they make parents believe they've done the safety testing and that these so-called safe and effective vaccines are what you need to inject your child with. They are misleading you. I don't even understand how legally they are able to do that, to say that these are tested. And all this information is there. It's all there. You can look it up. You can find it. You can see it. Many of these vaccines come with a black box warning label on the box. There's an insert inside. It lists the ingredients: mercury, aluminum, formaldehyde, aborted fetal cells, lung tissue from an 18-week-old male baby boy. I think that's WI-18 is what they called him, or the scientific term. There have never been any real safety studies done. They lie. Hep B vaccine that they now give to every single baby seconds after they enter the world, right out of the birth canal. They followed, I can't remember the exact number, 100 and something kids for 4 days post-vaccine. That was their study. That was their study. That's outrageous. That's completely insane to me, and parents should be furious about it, not to mention the kickbacks that are given to doctors every quarter by the insurance companies if they have a certain percentage of their patients vaccinated. So they're selling you on something they're making money off of. And some of these people, I don't even really believe it's their fault. In med school, in nursing school, there is such limited education concerning vaccines. Basically, they tell these people in med school and in nursing school, everybody needs to be vaccinated. Vaccines are good. Tell your patients they're safe. Safety studies are done. And that's kind of the end of it. They don't go into the ingredients. They don't go into VAERS, the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System. I bet you they don't even talk about the Act of 1986, which is when they decided that no vaccine manufacturer could ever be held liable for a vaccine injury. Yeah, that sells it, doesn't it? My product is so good. Everybody should get it. It's going to save your life. And I'm so sure of it that I'm going to make sure there's a law that you can't sue me if something goes wrong. Seriously? Now, does that make you have faith in these vaccine manufacturers and in their products? The fact that they want to make sure they can't be sued when something goes wrong? I'll tell you what, there are some organizations, pharmaceutical companies who are livid right now. They're fit to be tied. They don't know what to do with themselves. Because last week, very quietly, the wording on the CDC website was updated. Where it used to say vaccines do not cause autism, and go on to tell you there were studies done, the science is clear, there's no link, they're safe and effective. Well, guess what? Now it says the claim vaccines do not cause autism is not an evidence-based claim because studies have not ruled out the possibility that infant vaccines cause autism. This is my favorite part right here. Studies that support a link have been ignored by health authorities. Health and Human Services has launched a comprehensive assessment of the cause of autism, including investigations on plausible biologic mechanisms and potential causal links. Pursuant to the Data Quality Act, which requires federal agencies to ensure the quality, objectivity, utility, and integrity of information they disseminate to the public, this webpage has been updated because the statement vaccines do not cause autism is not an evidence-based claim. Scientific studies have not ruled out the possibility that infant vaccines contribute to the development of autism. However, this statement has historically been disseminated by the CDC and other federal health agencies within the Health and Human Services to prevent vaccine hesitancy. The following, as required by the DQA, details the state of the evidence and studies and the lack thereof regarding vaccines and autism spectrum disorder. It also outlines Health and Human Services' future research directions to provide answers. So, RFK is doing his job. He's doing what he told us he would do, what he promised us he would do. He is in there. He wants these studies done. He wants to find out what is causing this significant rise in autism. I think it's pretty clear. You look at the number of vaccines that were given to an infant are given from birth to 18 years old back in 1984 compared to today. And then you look at the rise in the rate of autism from then to today. Now, I'm not saying every single case of autism is caused by vaccines. I would never say that. I do believe that there are people who are on the spectrum who have not been vaccinated, and I think there are other causes. I think that there's definitely a genetic makeup that is more predispositioned to having autism. The MTHFR gene is definitely something that should be looked into. Parents should look into that before they decide whether to vaccinate or not. But you can't tell me that this outrageous increase in the number of vaccines that we are giving and this outrageous increase in the amount of people that are now being diagnosed as autistic, there is not some correlation there. And then you've got the parents like me. Parents like me. And my case is not rare. I have heard my story come out of other parents' mouths more times than I care to discuss because it sickens me. It breaks my heart. There are so many parents out there who have said the same thing, and it's not because we catch a lot of praise and glory. No. In fact, we've been called crazy, humiliated, talked down to. But in my case, I took a perfect baby boy to a doctor's appointment where they overloaded him with more vaccines than he even was supposed to get that day to catch him up. And there was an immediate change in my child. I walked out with a different child than I walked in with, and then nobody wanted to listen. The back arching, the blood-curdling screams, the head banging, the spinning in circles, the pulling at his limbs, the way he was breathing, dragging his foot behind him. I now know, I feel sure, there was some swelling of the brain, which is why he was probably beating his head on every hard surface he could find. I took him back 2 days later. I was a wreck. I said, something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong with my baby. He's different. He won't look at me in the eyes anymore. He won't smile at me anymore. He won't sleep anymore. All things that he had done leading up to that damn doctor's appointment that day that I wish I had never made it to. I was told, all this is completely normal behavior. Try to play some calming music. He's throwing a tantrum. I can't even tell you what I would say to that doctor today. If I could go back to that moment, I might be in jail. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have been calling somebody to come bail me out. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We're going to talk more about this and what we think is to come in the future here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. We will be right back. Here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. We will be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Friday Night Lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a swoop the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420. MyPureAirConsultants.com.
CBS News special report. There's been a stunning development in the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York's Attorney General Letitia James. A judge has ruled the interim U.S. attorney who secured the indictments was unlawfully appointed. CBS's Scott McFarland.
If she's not there lawfully, there's no second chair. There's no backup. Therefore, the cases are dismissed without prejudice as of today.
CBS's Weijia Jiang at the White House, where there's been no official reaction yet, but the president has made his feelings known.
You can imagine that it will be one of disappointment and frustration, since he has spent so much time claiming that the only reason that he himself was investigated by these two law enforcement officials was because of a witch hunt. That's according to Trump.
James issued a statement saying she's heartened in the face of what she called baseless charges. CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
You often hear life referred to as running a race. The same can be said for financial planning and investing. Think of Wheeler Parker as your track coach to help you run your best financial life. Wheeler Parker provides decades of investment and wealth management strategy and experience in navigating life's hills, valleys, and curves, strictly from a financial perspective, of course. Life's a race. It takes money to run it well. And whether you're just out of the blocks or approaching the finish line, Wheeler Parker is here for the journey. Wheeler Parker, Financial Advisor, 601-607-7596.
By golly, be jolly. Give the gift of entertainment. Malco gift cards and our gourmet popcorn are the perfect gifts for making memories this holiday season. Why watch movies on TV at home when you can experience movies in the theater? Give the gift of memories this holiday season with gift cards from Malco Theaters. Shop online at malco.com or in person at Malco Grandview in Madison or Malco at the Renaissance in Ridgeland.
Hello, this is Hines County Attorney Gerald Mumford. I want to thank the citizens of District 26 for turning out and supporting my wife, Kamisha Mumford. This is a critical election, and we're not finished yet. Kamisha takes this opportunity to serve and earn your vote seriously. On December 2nd, I'm asking for your support vote for Kamisha Mumford. A vote for Kamisha is a vote against the machine, but it's a vote for everyday, hardworking citizens who deserve a leader who has a track record of getting results. Vote Kamisha Mumford, Tuesday, December 2nd. Paid for by friends of Kamisha Mumford.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? P-Police has your back. P-Police can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, P-Police handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with P-Police, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit ppolice.com and get back to business.
Come together right now.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show. 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the station. 601-879-4648 is our text line number. We are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here at WIB in Flora, Mississippi. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Let's see, we've gotten some comments. I love you too, Jasmine. Jasmine said, I love you so much. Joe Cook says, what's your take on the nursing not a professional career to limit funding for loans for nursing schools? Well, haven't done a deep dive into that, Joe. I can give you my opinion on what I think is happening and how I feel about it. I don't think by doing this, they are trying to take anything away from nurses. I don't think that is the whole point of this. I think the purpose of this was to force nursing schools and colleges to make the tuition more affordable. I think that we will see that happen. They'll have to, because now there will be, I think the cap is $100,000 student loans instead of $200,000 student loans. So by doing this, we're attempting to cut the amount of money owed back to the federal government through student loans. And between 6 and 7% of that amount is always on default. So when these people don't pay back their student loans, guess what? It goes to the taxpayer, and we're all paying back other people's student loans. So I think that this move was an attempt to force schools and colleges to cut tuition costs. And I think that is going to, in turn, make nursing school more affordable and help bring in more nurses. That's my understanding of it. That's the way that I'm seeing it. I don't for one second believe that anyone wants to say that nurses are not important or that they shouldn't be called a professional. obviously, we've got to do something. We've got to do something to cut the amount of debt that we're in. And I feel like that's what this administration is trying to do in different areas. And I think that that's the reasoning and the mind thought process behind this. My degree is in the medical field. By trade, I'm a radiologic technologist, an X-ray tech, and so this is my field as well. I'm not offended by it at all. I understand that there are things that have to be done in order to force schools and higher education to bring down these high prices. People can't even afford college anymore. And so I do believe that that's the thought process behind it. I'll have to look more into it. I've been kind of all over the place, scattered this weekend, but I will definitely go down that rabbit hole and dig deep and come back and let you know what I find. Let's see here. Hugo says, my nephew and grandson as well, crazy, same thing. Same thing happened to them when they received their vaccines. They had life in their eyes. They made eye contact, laughed with me, and then all of the sudden, a light switch turned off. Yeah. Yep. Happens. The same story over and over and over. I'm told by parents all the time. Joe said, I hope you're right. Just have my doubts about it working. I know a bunch of nurses that are taking it poorly. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of the backlash. They're angry. And yeah, I'm just not yet. I mean, like I said, I'm going to dig deep into it and really kind of research that topic. And I'll come back and let you know what I think. But that's my thought process on it from what I know right now. We're having trouble. The federal government's having trouble getting these student loans paid back, and then we're constantly seeing a rise in the price of tuition. So something has to, I guess, be done to cut the fat in that area. Yeah, and what a time for that to happen. The nurses all riled up the same time that you've got big pharma really angry over this CDC website change. It's funny because I've seen certain pages, certain health departments, certain medical industry Facebook pages who have posted about it and how they disagree with the changes that were made in the language on the CDC website. And then you go read the comments. The American people are not as stupid as they would like to think that we are. Parents get it. They're angry they've been lied to all this time. Vaccine injuries are very real. They are not rare. And like we were just saying, there are so many parents that have the same story, and it happened in front of their eyes right then. It was instant, a light switch. Like Hugo just said, a light just went off, and I felt that. I felt that with my son. He's a different child. I still to this day live with the guilt that I didn't do my job. I didn't do the research I should have done. I just blindly listened to what I was being told and believed that that was the best thing for my baby. I should have done more. I should have done better. But when you know better, you do better. And parents that have been seeing this take place, they've been seeing their children as they knew them die. I lost my son that day. I lost who he was that day. He's never been the same. I'm sure he never will be. I'm not saying that I don't love him with my whole heart because trust me, That little boy has this mama wrapped around his tiny little finger. He gets away with murder. My 13-year-old says that, or she said this a few years ago. She hates it when I tell this story, but she said, Creed gets away with everything because he's artistic. Not really artistic, but that's close. That was close. But when you know better, you do better. And there are not that many parents who have the same story, who saw it happen in front of their eyes, who have had to live with the guilt and mourn the life of the child that they knew. Mourn the life of the child, of who that child was meant to be, before they were injected with poison that we were told they needed. We were told to keep them safe. This is what you do. Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on anyone and everyone who knew and went along with the lie that vaccines are safe and effective. Maybe they are for some people, but they're damn sure not for everybody. They weren't for my son and so many others that I know. We got to take our last break of the day. Y'all stay with us. We will be right back to wrap up the show on this Monday, Thanksgiving week. We'll be right back. On this Monday, Thanksgiving week, we'll be right back.
1039 WYAB.
At Sunkissed Tan and Wellness on Highway 49 in Flora, we specialize in providing exclusive tanning services and premium beauty products tailored for women. Our mission at Sunkissed is to enhance your natural beauty, offer expert advice, and create a personalized experience. At Sunkissed Tan and Wellness, step into our oasis and let us illuminate your beauty. Ask about our membership program. Find us on Facebook at Sunkissed Tan and Wellness or online at sunkissedtanandwellness.org.
When looking for an SUV that checks all the boxes, get to Mazda of Jackson today and let this be the season where you drive away with a gift that gives back in a 2025 CX-5. Right now, enjoy special 2.9% financing for 63 months and see why it's a compact crossover that's built for you. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road. Pop's Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pop's Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosales.llc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pop's Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is a supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. Corkanddoor.com. That's Corkanddoor.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Getting a new prescription filled in your eyeglasses may not get rid of your headaches. It may not be the prescription at all. If your eyeglasses are not custom fit and properly adjusted to you, that could be the source of your headaches. At Eye Gear Optical, we verify the prescription in your lenses and the custom fitting of your frames to ensure you have the most comfortable and visually accurate eyeglasses every time. We fit eyeglasses to you. your lifestyle and your budget. Eye Gear Optical, 2630 Highway 80 East in Pearl and eyegearoptical.com.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. Why is Rita Jensen the type of real estate professional you are looking for?
As a mortgage professional, I look for making transactions easier, and Rita Jensen with Rematch Connection is a prime example of that. Her attention to detail, her strong communication skills really help us as a mortgage company make everything smooth from start contract to close. She helps me.
RitaJensen.net. Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
Come together.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show for the last few minutes of the show on this beautiful Monday afternoon of Thanksgiving week. So what's everybody going to eat this week for Thanksgiving? You've got your stretchy pants out, ready to go? I do not like that the Egg Bowl is so early this year. I like it when it's like a 6 p.m. game, but I think it's like at lunchtime this year. I usually like to eat Thanksgiving lunch, take a nap, and then wake up and it's officially Christmas season, which for me, it's been Christmas season since the end of September. That's how I like it. But the game coming on at lunchtime, it's going to be hard to watch trying to force kids to eat more than just a roll. You know how they do. They have all the best food and they don't want any of it. But I'm hoping that everybody gets to eat some really good food, gets to spend lots of time with their family and friends, and really reflect on what we're thankful for. I'm thankful for the listeners here on WYAB. Thankful for Matt, our station owner. I'm thankful for all the sponsors of the Lindsay Beckham Show. I'm thankful for the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Thankful that I have the freedom of speech to come up here every day, tell you what I think, and get to do that legally because we live in a free country. Thankful for all the people who died to give us that right. And I'm thankful for this great country that we live in. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then. You won't want to miss it. Bye.